Go. Okay, we're on, man. What's up, my dude? So this is going to be episode 19 of the Edgy&Weird podcast. I got my friend Josh.
Yep, a.k.a. WB, a.k.a. Mad Scientist.
Yeah, this is actually the camera, but we do this. I stare at this thing all the time. That's the funny part, and we kind of joke about it. Like if we're actually talking,
right?
We won't even be looking at that goddamn thing.
Well, I'm just gonna be answering and talking. That's all I care about. I don't care about looking at the camera like I'm in a beauty pageant or something. You know?
Yeah.
And speaking of beauty pageants, we can touch on the topic of arrogance, if we would. Or, and arrogance falls into many categories. Like, it can get to the point where you're racist, and it can get to the point that you're completely stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So someone says, oh, you're this or you're that, and they're like, well, I didn't sign up for the beauty pageant, so that's nice. You can call me that. It's perfectly fine with me. Yeah. If you think you're better than me, well, I didn't sign up for your little beauty pageant, so then you win.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all it is. So the topic today is I was on the news recently, and it's one of the topics I want to talk about. Stupid people, and I already mentioned it on the news. Like, they asked me why did I think that the thieves, it's not as abundant as it was before. And I said, well, maybe because people brought their brains this time. You see, before they would leave their wallet, they would leave their credit card in their wallet, they would have like their car keys and their cell phone, and they'll just leave it on the beach and go in the water, and they'll come back and say, oh my God, where is my stuff?
There's so many times that we worked.
In one day.
Yeah, in one day, and people will go in there and like, I left my stuff on the beach.
Yes.
And
that's what I was telling the news reporter. And now the new thing. So they were asking me, well, basically, they were asking me, why do I think that it decreased? I said, well, maybe because people work their brains, right? Because now people are not leaving their stuff on the beach. And I think because of the pandemic, people are just more precautious, and they've been going through so much turmoil in the mainland. So when they come out here, they're still thinking about that, and they're like, oh, let me lock my stuff up, let me put this away. They're starting to think more precautious rather than la-di-da-di. Just like, I don't have a brain because I'm in paradise, and nothing bad happens in paradise.
Yeah, in actuality, paradise looks just a lot like the real world. There's just more palm trees.
Yeah.
It's like, and less shooting and less,
Even though it still happens.
Even though it still happens periodically, but there's a lot less of that. There aren't that many people here. So, and it also has to do with, I think, the physical detachment. Like, we're what, 2,000-3,000 miles away from any land.
Detachment. Okay.
Yeah, the actual
spiritual.
That might help too, but it starts with literally being too far away to give a fuck.
Right.
About those motherfuckers. Really, other than what we see on TV.
Right.
We don't really know. I talk to my family, and it's funny because I can only say that now because I've been here for like 12, 13 years, but it was the opposite.
Right.
Right now, that is like another planet.
Mainland?
Thinking about the mainland.
Yeah.
And don't even talk about Florida, bro. That's like another galaxy.
Yeah.
I don't even know what those fucking clowns are doing. But it used to be that way. It was just like, man, if you lived in Hawaii, we used to say that. But Hawaii might as well have been Mount Olympus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't real.
You have to be a god to get to.
Yeah, and now I'm here just because of the bullshit ass military. I'm here, and I've been here so long, and it just has, things have gotten so insane that it feels like that is a foreign land.
Yeah.
Now,
are you seen? Recently, New York and California, back and forth, just pulling out guns on people. They're just going nuts.
New York, California, and there was that thing closer to the beginning of the pandemic where this whole militia, was that Washington?
Yeah.
They took over 6 blocks or
the White House kind of thing.
That's that type of thing, but in Washington State though. It was not actual DC. Okay. This is like they took over, or was it Michigan?
Well,
they took over blocks.
Like that too?
No,
Seattle.
That was it. Seattle.
Yeah.
It was Seattle. Yes. Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, they did that, and then someone got their eye
blocks.
shot out with a rubber bullet.
Yeah, bro. They eventually had to, like, I think they sent like those unarmored cars and stuff.
Yeah,
like
they didn't have to.
Unmarked. They didn't have to. But here's what this comedian. I was listening to Joe Rogan the other day, and what this comedian was saying. Tim Dillon. I mean, who gives a fuck? He was like, it's when you do this, like, you have to understand that when you're not going to take over the government.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to win.
Yeah.
Like, whenever you do this, you just give them more reasons to come back harder. And guess what happens after that? They don't give that power back.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember pre 9/11 and post 9/11? Yeah. There's all of those things we lost. They're still lost to us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, they're still listening to us and all of these things. And they say
funny
trigger words and,
at the
you know,
airport, yep.
that they use when, you know, to key in on your conversations.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So when you act crazy like that, you just give the people in power more of a reason. Because here's the reality: they can just say, "Hey, guess what we're doing tomorrow? This is what we're doing." And now you're gonna have a bunch of people that kick back, and there's gonna be blood in the streets. But at the end of the day, they're gonna herd the sheep into the pastures. Yeah. And all of the would-be wolves thinking, or would-be fucking sheepdogs thinking that, you know, that they can protect the populace, are just going to be gunned down. So this is a delicate balance. Democracy is democracy and anything else, communism and all of that stuff is as powerful as we say it is. Okay?
Yeah.
We give these things power, therefore they have power. And you will see just how powerful democracy is not. If someone on one side or the other keeps pressing the issue. Now, we had Clown Boy #1, you know, up there pressing it hard from the top. You know what I mean? On this side, which aggravated this side, you know, and now you got all this shit. But at the end of the day, what happens? Clown Boy #1 is gone. But all of this is still here. They still have all of the keys to everything that they want. And we're still here. So, all of our posturing, bro, it's a delicate balance, and we need to understand that.
Yes.
Between the two. We are all human, we all have issues, and we can all be pushed. And do we really want to push these sociopathic tendency motherfuckers that far over the line to see what they will do? Do we want to do that?
Well,
no.
You
do they want to do that to us? Like, it's a nuclear weapon on both sides is what I'm saying. It's a delicate balance, because to do that to us means that we're going to push back. And what does that mean? That means they're going to kill us all. You know, but they're going to still lose some more people. But nobody wants that much insanity. So like, us pushing hard on them, we won't win. Them pushing hard on us, they won't win. At the end of the but we will be dead.
Yeah.
Nobody wins. This whole thing goes to shit.
Yeah,
but
because if we're dead, who are they governing?
The rest of the sheep that are still alive. You just won't know it because you'll be dead. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, they won't kill us all. Like, there's still, no matter what you do, there's still Native Americans. There's still pretty much every race of people, like this lineage, I suppose. Every race of people that still exists, even if there's 7 of them. Right. You know what I mean? Like, enough people were to be like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I'm not fighting. I'm gonna go over here, fuck my wife, have some kids. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's not fighting to the last man.
Yeah.
So
but
like,
it's not a real revolution.
It's a revolution in all of this. Once again, words, my dude.
Yes.
They're words.
It's trendy.
That we use to lift ourselves up and to try to make ourselves feel more important than we actually are. Okay? So, I mean, what is there to realize? I mean, obviously that, yeah, we are all important just as much as we're not. You know? Like, stop and stop trying to distinguish, you know, yourself as this. Everybody wants to be Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, everybody wants to be a savior. Everybody wants to be everyone's the hero of their own story. You know what I mean? Even these fucking clowns. I can't even believe that some people like a Mitch McConnell and all that stuff. When he writes his book, he's gonna be like, well, the reason I did this is because, those black heathens are rah, 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 rah. And he's gonna paint Hero into his side of the story. When everyone else looking at him, it's like, this nigga is obviously deluded. Mm-hmm. But not to him.
Right.
Not to white supremacists, not to any of these people, not to a kamikaze, any of these people. They're all heroes in their story. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. All of us feel like heroes, and we're all killing each other over, and guess what? We don't have to do that. Time will do it. Yeah. In time, everything will happen. Just give it a minute. You're going to die. Eventually, you know what I mean? Like, whether you believe in it or not, whether you believe in anything or not, whether you do anything or not. So why don't you act accordingly in that way? At the end of the day, when you're sitting there going, gasping for that last breath, right, saying, I wish I could have. Mm-hmm. Well, why don't you wish you could have now and do that?
Right.
Like, that's the funniest part about all these old people as they're getting closer and closer to death. And then those last twilight years, they might have, an epiphany because they're too weak to have anything else. After they've been destroying the fucking world.
Yeah.
With all of this, I'm going to live forever with my head in a jar no matter what type fucking mentality. You know what I mean? Wreck it all. And then at the very end, if you have something, blah, 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 blah. But guess what? You died and you left everything here for the rest of us. Like, how do we not see this? How do people not understand this? And the reason why it keeps going is because you can't get into that party, unless you're a certain level of stupid.
Yeah.
Or a certain age. That's when you get into that party. And you're wrapped up and destroyed by everything already anyway. Enough. You already been wrung out enough. So you're just part of the fucking game. Then those people die, and the next group of less old people come up. We've been doing this shit for years, centuries, bro.
Yeah.
Centuries. You know what I'm saying? But there's one thing that we didn't have. We didn't have internet. We didn't have fucking Google. For God fucking sakes, bro. Someone in Antarctica could know what the fuck I'm talking about right now. Will people please shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
And listen.
Exactly. That's too hard for people to listen, because everybody knows everything now.
Because I'm running my mouth.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Look, we're dealing with average citizen. Their IQ is 80 to 100 points. So it's going to be really hard to speak intellectual, because most people, you can go outside right now, go to Waikiki. How many people are going to feel entitled that you're supposed to move out of their way?
Yeah.
Because they think with brawn, that's the answer. Beef up. It's all about brawn.
Yeah.
Why do I need a brain for?
Yeah.
They don't. So if you're talking like what you're saying, you could tell them and they could sit there and listen to you, and they just won't get it.
No.
You could break it down. I remember I was telling this one. I swear to goodness, I was telling.
But I've
to this
seen
one
you
person.
do that though in a good way, and maybe they didn't get it forever, but they got it at least enough, for that situation, Yeah,
man. I mean, it's sad, and I have to keep reminding myself maybe their IQ level is not even at the 100 mark. It might be slightly less.
Yeah, because I don't think everyone means the same for every person. Like every mark of the IQ.
Yes, like
I mean,
1 point might
level.
make, you never know. It might make a big difference.
Yes.
Just this person has 101, and he might be like, yeah, I get it, and a certain person might be like, I don't know what the heck this guy's talking about, but I'm just gonna pretend, just so he can shut up.
Yes.
And I can get back to doing the dumb stuff I was doing.
Right? Yeah. Yes. I do.
So.
Yeah, and you see the glaze, come over people's eyes.
Yeah.
And after it's just like, we'll just go back to talking about donuts. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're not going to get it. Let's just go have a drink.
Yeah.
Just whatever stupid thing you might have said, to prompt this conversation. Don't say it again, so that we don't have to see the glassy look over your eyes.
Yeah.
But
It's terrible, man.
and I don't even, bro. I don't know if it means like I don't feel smart. Most of the time, I feel pretty fucking stupid.
And I'm not trying to like toot your horn or have you toot your own horn, but I was reading an article and it says that people that don't believe they're smart usually are the smart ones. And they did a test on these students, and the ones that were cocky, like, yeah, I can pass this, they didn't pass.
Yeah.
And the ones that felt like this might be hard, this might be a challenge for me, they did way better than the ones that was like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's two levels. On one level, I mean, I think I just feel dumb because, like, I have to check myself all the time. Like, a lot of times I'm just like, oh, wow, did you really just do that? You just did that. You know, like you're 35, you're doing that. I mean, I'm 37. I'm just saying.
But at the time,
yeah.
thinking about that.
But then also, I think just in general, for a human being, just like we were talking about entitlement, for anyone to feel that you're smart, well, I think you're already losing. Yeah. Like you have at best, on average, 70 years to figure it out.
Yeah.
My dude, from the inception of it, there's so much more in the 70 years that you're not even going to know in that time, let alone everything else you might need to know and to figure it all out. Your best bet is just to toke one up and, you know, try to absorb. And I'm the proverbial you. You know, I'm not talking about you, though.
I get it.
But
you in general.
Yeah.
Yes, I get it. I know you're not talking about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I always feel like we have to do that. Like, I feel like I have to do a disclaimer.
It started becoming a bad habit when you start. People that I think, and this might sound like I'm being cocky and arrogant, but I started being around certain people that they would do that when they're telling you something that happened, and then they'll start saying, and you're doing this, and they're really
doing it to you.
Yeah, but they're making it seem like you're the one. Like if they're talking about a thief, and they'll be like, you're stealing from me, and I know they're talking about the person, but they're expressing it as if they're talking to the person. And I used to always never do that, and I caught myself because I kept being around those people that do that, and I started doing that. So when I'm talking to people, I'm saying you're doing this, and I'm doing, because that thing is like you start picking up habits.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to break that because I don't want to talk like that anymore.
Have you ever had a person who will do that you thing and then actually start getting mad at you?
Yeah, and they start.
I'm like, well, you remember? Oh yeah, no, I know it's not you. Yeah, well, you know. You're about to take my head off there.
Worked up, getting into their story.
Yeah. I remember.
And sometimes they'll be saying it, and then people will be walking by, and then they think that you're the one that did this foul stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're saying you, instead of saying him, or he, or the person's name, right?
Yeah.
Be like my fake friend, right?
Yeah.
They say something like that, but they say you.
Yeah. Yeah, you did this. Oh, and because you decided to do it this way, I mean, I'm pretty sure I was at the house watching Netflix. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you're talking about your brother, but
yeah, so that's the other thing. You know what's bad? If you start being around people that don't really have a intellectual mindset, you might start becoming like them and start picking up their habits.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why sometimes I really don't like to be around people that aren't intellectual, but they like to be around me. And and it's kind of like they're drawn to me, and I just got to put up with them.
Well, it's I mean, the older I get, I think the easier it gets, because I'm on my way to being a crusty 70-year-old if I make it that long.
Crusty,
you know, pointing my cane at the fucking street saying slow the fuck down and get off my lawn. Like I'm already almost there in my head. So like I'm like only 2 levels away from telling everyone to shut the fuck up most of the time. So like as I get older,
well, you know, I like that. It's expressing and being yourself instead of trying to conform and to shape yourself into a people pleaser.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
And most of society is vice versa. They don't like, for example, this might sound like I'm getting into certain things, but I'm going to use an example that I believe in astrology. I don't believe in horoscopes. Like, today you're going to find X amount of dollars, or today the love of your life is going to pop up, or some. That's horoscope. That's BS. But astrology, like dealing with the characteristics.
Right.
I believe in that.
Yeah.
And Sagittarius, all the ones I met, they're just blunt, straightforward. I like that because they're not trying to be people pleasers.
Yeah.
But most of the world doesn't like that. They like that fake stuff like, oh, that shirt is so nice. And then they'll get together, oh, I didn't want to tell him because I didn't want to hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
I hate those kind of people.
Yeah. No.
Tell me the shirt sucks.
Tell
Be
me
straightforward
Seriously,
with me.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be all fake with me.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you look so good in that shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you should get it. Don't tell me no fake stuff.
Seriously.
You know? Because I'm the kind of person, if someone's breath stink, everyone's telling them, I'm going to pull them to the side. I'm not going to try to embarrass him.
No, but I'm
going to
be
pull
like,
them to the side and be like, yo, your breath stinks.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah. Now, they might not like it, or they might be like, thanks for telling me. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
because the truth is the truth.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So I would
Absolutely.
believe, so I would see myself as the real friend, and the rest of the people with this, oh, I don't want to hurt your feelings, all that BS, that's a fake friend. That's not a real person.
No. Yeah, absolutely, my dude.
The real friend is going to help you solve the problem.
Yeah.
Not pretend the problem isn't there.
Yeah.
And keep talking shit about you behind your back.
Yeah. Like, here's the funny thing. If I don't think, I'm not saying I've never done that. Like I just told you, because we used to work in the same place. For my job, I will skirt certain lines. Like,
Well,
I'm not going to
work,
be.
You're at work, Tyler. But that's different.
Yeah.
If you're at work, then you're representing a company.
You're representing a company,
I'm talking
and
about
you're
when
also trying to get them bills paid.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, because you can say something and they're like, you know what, we can't tolerate this and cut.
Yeah.
So no, I'm saying like in general, when you're on your free time, you know, there's people that someone will sit on something and they'll be like, oh man, that guy just said it, and they won't even go tell him. I'll go tell him.
Yeah.
But they won't tell him.
Like, you got pie on your ass, dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Help you just sat on that.
Yeah, I'll help him out.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people, they're so fake, and it's just, that's why I love like the people that just talk shit to people, not for no reason.
Not for no reason, but if there's
a meaningful reason that they need to, like, why are you standing in the street? The light's not going to change any faster.
Yeah.
That kind of talk shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like they think if I stand in the street, the light might change and I can cross.
Right.
Like
right.
if someone says something to them like that, I like that.
Yeah.
I don't like it when they're just walking around like they're like the Terminator, like, oh, anybody want to fuck with me? Blah, 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 blah. I was like, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
And then that quiet person is going to knock you out.
Knock you the fuck out.
You know.
And I love, you know, I don't think I've ever walked up on a come up like that. You know, seeing someone just get it, you know, when they really needed it. I mean, other than YouTube videos. I would just, the thing is, living close to whites, like
right.
working in restaurants, you would think, and I definitely have seen some people get knocked the fuck out.
Right.
But and I mean knocked the fuck out. But not on just he straight up deserved it. Like, I don't know.
Right. You just seen a fight.
Yeah.
You didn't know why it's
yeah.
a fight.
Yeah.
Right.
And maybe I surmised that, you know, maybe that person
deserved,
you know, they probably deserved it, you know.
Like, he was an arrogant guy. And this guy, I'm talking about beyond stupid arrogant. Like I was talking about earlier, like arrogance can go to a certain degree. Well, his was the arrogant, so arrogant that he's beyond stupid. Now, there's like 5 local guys at a bar. I don't know what he was saying, but he was talking shit. It was an elder white guy, right? Camouflage. So I don't know if he was ex-military, but he couldn't be ex-military. Not that stupid. I'm sorry. I have to give it to the military. They're more disciplined. So I think he just likes camouflage shit.
The ones that are. Right. There's those of us that weren't.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he was dishonorable discharge or something. I don't know. He might have been one of those stupid guys. If he was. But, so there's like 5 local guys. He said something to them. Pissed them off. They're telling him to get the hell out of there, right? He won't leave. I'm coming up on this. So, and I got music blasted. You know how sometimes I blast the music.
Right.
So I'm looking. So they come up to him. There's 2 local guys talking to him. This is big Hawaiian guy. Big. I'm talking about big guns, everything. This guy ain't that big, and he's old. They're telling him to go. He's like, look, just get out of here. You don't want no more trouble. Like this. He like, I'm warning you. He kept telling me he's warning. You know what he did? I'm warning you. He's doing this, and he's just taunting the guy. And he's taunting the guy. And he goes like this to his face. And he's looking around. He's like, you need to start walking. And he just keeps taunting. And there's two guys trying to tell him to go. So I hear this guy get punched over the blasting music.
The guy that wouldn't leave.
Yeah. He ended up banging him so hard, I heard the impact. And the music is blaring. Full blast. Because I was like, I didn't even want to hear what they was arguing about. But I happened to look back, and then, poof, I thought this dude dropped. And then the Filipino guy was with him. He ended up hitting him and woke him back up. And he didn't know what was going on. But it was so... I was like, that's what I'm saying. Arrogance beyond stupid.
Yeah.
If you got that many... It don't matter if they was local. If he's in the mainland, he probably would have got shot or stabbed.
Yes. Yes.
So he's lucky he only got knocked out.
Yes, my dude.
But I'm saying, but that's beyond stupid. You think that you're so special and so untouchable that you can just talk to anybody, any old kind of way.
You know something, my dude? Speaking of walking home and seeing someone get knocked the fuck out, I might have talked about this on one of the podcasts, but whatever. I was walking past Royal Hawaiian, and you know that you make that left. You make that left at that light, but if you don't know about it, sometimes you'll think the light turned green, right, and then you'll be walking and jaywalking because you're not realizing that you have to wait for that left arrow before the white man comes up.
Right.
Well, it was that situation. 2 a.m. Some like tourists looking like they were coming home from Kelly's or something like that, or not Kelly's, maybe Play Bar, were walking this way, and then a cab was making that left, honked the horn. They're like, but they're all drunk. 2 white dudes, 2 white girls, and then the guys in the back of the cab say something, and then they jump out. A fucking tussle starts.
Right there.
Now I walked by, so I see it, and I walk by, and I'm like, well, I might as well check this out. See what's going on. It's 2 a.m. I just came from Tavern. Might as well check this out. And it's a local dude gets out of the van, like a local dude and like maybe a Hapa Holly type.
Right.
Dude.
Like he's mixed. Right?
Yeah, he might be mixed. But then one super local. And this motherfucker he gets out and squares up with this like 6'3" white dude who's like in his 50s. And this dude is leg kicking the white dude. I mean, leg kicking him. And then like the white dude's eating the leg kicks though, too. And then he fucking, like the white dude does this. The local backs up and fucking, jacks him, bro. So hard. Like he hit him. He was out. Before he hit the pavement, yeah, in the middle of Royal Hawaiian, like boom, sleep. Whack! Slammed his head off the concrete. There's blood coming out of here, coming out of here, coming out of here. Like he's just looks like a cartoon bloody anime mess,
right?
And like I'm just like I was like, whoa, and then white girl number 1. This is where it's like, baby, look, what are you doing? This is where you wait for these 2 monsters to vacate the premises, and then you go fucking nurse your baby's wounds back to, Yeah. Wait, you don't come up on a monster now that just knocked out this dude. So she comes up, though. What are you doing? Oh, my God, you just hit me. What did you do that? He was like, yeah. Smooth. Knocks her the fuck out too. Sleep. And I was like, so I did, black reaction. Oh! I did that. And
Will Smith kind
of. Yeah, like that type of thing. And
wow.
And then and this is what people need to understand about me. So after that guy's like, oh shit, I just hit a woman. He runs. The other dude has already ran. Right. And
he's just in the heat of the moment. Someone walk up on him and he's
yeah. Because it's like, well, that's the point. It's like you are not supposed to hit a woman, my dude. However, so I would be telling some people this story, and sometimes I like to do it to see their reaction. Right. Because like the ones that go, bro, like I would have been all up in that dude's face, man. Like I'm like, well, no, take your shoulder pads off, White Knight. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. For the bitch you don't even know. Right. Yeah. For a fight that has nothing to do with you. You want to increase your medical bills, right, or your chances of going to prison. So that you can be something that society told you need to be for what reason? There is no good reason for you to get involved with a drunk asshole dealing with a local asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know these motherfuckers. I'm on my way home from work. I got work the next day, by the way.
Right.
You know? And I don't have to justify
so basically
myself.
They're saying I would have because they're trying to hang it on.
Yeah, like
to
say
you.
like I'm some bitch or something. You know what I mean?
You're supposed to do something.
Yeah. Well, I got all my teeth.
He hit the female. I better throw my cape on and save her.
Yeah, no.
I don't even know her.
Yeah.
And she might not even like me because I'm a person of color.
Yeah, then
she can turn the story around and have me arrested for the whole thing.
I didn't even think about that.
Remember, Karens
You're
exist?
so fucking smart. Yeah.
So Karen can say, well, since the local ran away, I'm going to pin it on the black guy.
Yeah. And by the way, that didn't happen here. Actually, that happened here. There's a movie called Blood and Orchids. Watch it. And it's about these local guys way back during, I don't know, a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And pre-Pearl Harbor, maybe? Probably pre-Pearl Harbor.
I don't know.
I don't know. But anyway, I probably don't know. I'm the one that saw the movie.
Right.
But it's about these local dudes who went to save this white girl. She was on the beach all beat up. Basically, she told the white guy that she was pregnant with his baby, and he beat the fuck out of her and left her for dead on the beach.
Wow.
And these local guys saved her, and because she didn't want to tell her husband all of the things that were happening, she said they raped her. After they took her to the hospital, she said they raped her. Then one of them got like strung up and everything. She ends up killing herself. The dude got the husband ends up killing one of them. Like, this is a true story, based on a true story.
And look, the thing is, the reason I don't do the Captain Save a Hole thing, and I know that's probably a West Coast term. I don't know who started that.
Captain Save a Hole is all, yeah.
Is that the South or the Midwest? Whatever.
Captain,
it was a song called Captain. I want
to have your baby.
Right. When I was a kid, this was in Newark, New Jersey. So my uncle, we're coming home from the movie theater. I'm in Newark. I'm not from Newark. I'm from Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah.
So I'm visiting my uncle that summer, and me and my brother were staying with him, and we're coming down this certain street, and this guy is beating the crap out this lady, right? So the guy in front of us decides to stop his car. He gets out to break up the fight. He doesn't want to beat the guy up. He just tries to stop him from beating her up, right?
Yeah.
So he grabs him and he starts talking to him. And guess what the girl does? She has a purse, right? She pulls out the gun and boom, she kills the guy. The guy that got out his car to stop the guy from beating on her. She killed that guy. And I was a little kid, 10 years... No, I was 9, actually. Cause I remember I was 10 when I went back to Camden. Because I spent one school semester in Newark. I went to E. Alma Flag School.
Yeah.
But yeah, right in front of everybody. She just whips out the gun. Boom! Kills that guy. So my uncle, what we do, we just go around the car, keep going. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's it. That's
so you want to go save some girl that you don't know?
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Guess what I am right now? Here to talk about it with all my shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And who knows what I would have been.
Oh,
by the way.
And by the way, it wasn't... Because we were talking about white people earlier. It wasn't white people. It was black people in Newark. So, yeah, I wouldn't save a black girl either.
Yeah. Yeah, these were...
I wouldn't save a Latina.
These were the whites. Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm mixed with Latino. I'm Jamaican, Puerto Rican. So
other people don't know, but I mean, I know that shit don't mean anything to you. Yeah.
I'm saying,
so you talk Jamaican about any of them.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Could be a Native American. They need help, and they're with their man, and they having the trouble. That's not my problem.
We ain't family.
Yeah,
I don't know.
What I'm saying. If it's my family,
it's different. I might have to die.
Yeah, but it's like it doesn't matter.
But I don't know.
Even the monster, I won't fight him. I won't fight him fair.
Yeah,
but I'll go for the monster if he's attacking my family.
Yeah,
whatever the monster may look like. It could be a black Hercules. It'd be anything. I'm not gonna be fair. I'm not gonna be like just square off. Like
no. This is about survival.
Yeah.
You're coming up on me. Trying to take my shit, my person's life and all that. But no, I'm not just gonna offer my services for for status points.
Yeah.
Like
look at that guy, he saved that girl.
Or look at that guy, he's missing his teeth. And then there's another situation
There's
on
a better
fucking
solution.
Hawaii News.
You want to have missing teeth?
Yeah.
Just join hockey. Just be on a hockey team already.
Yeah,
At least you get paid big.
Just eat a bunch of candy, I guess.
You know?
The funny part is that I stayed there till the cops came,
mm-hmm.
and me and then this girl, she was it doesn't matter what she was. She was a girl, and we told them like what happened and everything. And that girl that got hit, like she actually got up before the other guy. He was still on the ground when in the middle of Royal Hawaiian Avenue.
He was still there. So people had to ride around him literally.
Yeah. Like they had to just cone that off. It was that last section before the T Galleria, so it was just right there.
Oh, right there.
But it
almost
was
by
that.
Kalakaua.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't on the Kuhio end.
No, it was on the Kuhio end, but it was the T Galleria is on both.
No,
the
bikini
fuck yeah, that's
right.
right. That's right. I forgot. All right, well, it's on the back end where the trolleys come. So
and
it
then
was,
they go down that little ramp.
Yeah. So it was. Yeah,
okay.
I say so. I kind of say, it kind of feels that. I mean, that's pretty close.
Right.
That's pretty close, right? But yeah, I mean, it was on that section, right there. So he was in the middle of the road. She got right up, like she got knocked out, and then stood up after about 3 seconds. She had some blood coming down like her nose and everything. But homeboy was fucked. He was fucked. And then afterwards, like we're talking to them, she comes and sits down next to me. She was like, I just got knocked out, and starts crying on my shoulder. Like, do you know? I don't know her.
Right.
I'm sorry, I don't know her. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that I've just been here the whole time.
I was gonna say something real mean.
What?
I was gonna
Go
say
ahead.
something about open cuts.
Oh.
It's like, watch out for the open cuts.
I'm pretty sure I was in my flour and barley shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And
so I was like, if she got blood on her face from getting knocked out, then
she had a little something on her nose, but I mean, she already had the thing that they already had her. They were like, you want to sit down on the sidewalk. It wasn't like she sought me out. It was where he was right there at the like on the white lines in the middle. I was sitting down a little bit to the right,
mm-hmm.
on this side, like facing Kuhio, and then they were like, hey, you should come off, because she's like, please Billy, whatever the fuck his name was, like, and they're trying to do the paramedic thing to him, and so they're like, you need to back off, and then she came and sat down next to me, and then she started crying.
I mean, he got knocked out, not killed.
Dude, no, but you need to understand, like, if you had seen it, it was like a bomb went off on his face, like,
he broke his nose.
His lip he hit him so hard, like, this dude, he knew things. He was like BJ Penn's cousin or something. Like, he was leg kicking him. Ooh, and I know how leg kicks hurt.
Penn,
they have the UFC gym, yeah.
So he
just came from there, maybe. Yeah. Taking the cab ride home. Mm-hmm. And he leg kicked him and then punched him, into next fucking gear. Like, his lip was curled. It was broken up. Like, ripped from here. Wow. Just like, and bleeding. And so when he hit him, like I was like, bro, he broke his brain. Like, he hit him so hard, he was bleeding. He broke his lip. He was bleeding from both of his eyes. His nose was bleeding, so he had just blood.
So he fractured his skull.
He hit him, and like, because the guy was leaning in, and he slipped his punch and just flattened him. With all of that UFC fucking power weight, bro.
I'm not trying to be a smart ass, but
and then he hit the back of his head.
The girl took the punch better than he did.
I think he was coming down. Like, he put his life energy. You know what I mean? he put his fucking whole school tuition into that punch, and then she caught what was left of part 2. You know what I mean? The sequel is never as good as the first one. Like, he was just like, still coming down off of that mountain, like, what? Pow. Because as soon as he hit her, it was like, pow, like, oh fuck, I'm out of here. And he just kept going. It was like, oh yep, that was too much.
She's a witness.
Well, not only that, I just hit a girl and knocked her smooth the fuck out.
She's a witness.
And she's a witness.
He probably figured she couldn't call.
Yeah.
She's coming, why did you do this?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's enough of us there. This is on Royal Hawaiian. I mean, it's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
It's like a Saturday night, though. So it's still there's
kinda
enough
hot.
people.
Yeah,
out.
it's hot.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny? When the Micronesians stab a Marine and no one... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like right in the middle. But it was on the other end of Royal Hawaiian. And there's cameras. But somehow this guy's yelling for his life.
No one does anything?
Nobody does anything. Nobody did anything. The cops showed up super late, so they didn't have time to save him. So he bled out and died. Remember that? The Marine? And then later...
Loosely.
Then later, someone got stabbed in the park, and a homeless guy got stabbed on the beach. Then another homeless guy got stabbed by the pavilion. It was like 4 different stabbings, like every other day somebody got stabbed.
See, here's the other thing. I haven't been into Waikiki in over 2 months.
This sounds really bad. This is supposed to be Hawaii. This is paradise, right?
So I have no idea what's going on. Just right there, my dude. I was supposed to like go visit some friends a couple of times, and that just ended up not happening. So I really don't go into Wikes. I'm in here. I'm fucking with this.
Right.
You know, I'm trying to get my life together right now before I have to go back into work. So I don't know,
about the quiet guy knocking out the loudmouth. Remember that recent stabbing? They said that there was like a local guy and there was a tourist, and the tourist supposedly got stabbed, and then he ended up dying. That was the most recent stabbing.
Yeah, I think
that guy was a quiet guy. I've seen him every day in Waikiki.
Yeah,
wears glasses, really quiet, and the girl, you know, like the guy wanted to fight because he was showing off for the girl.
Yeah,
but the girl was telling him they don't care about that. Let's just go. So normally, like, okay, if the girls ain't impressed by it, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
He kept it going, and it got to the point the guy just said, you know what, fuck this shit. This guy just won't leave me alone. So he ends up stabbing him once, and I guess he stabbed him sideways. So it went right through his ribs, because the ribs are like only this way.
Yeah.
It went straight to his heart.
Yeah.
And he bled out.
Yeah.
And there's a homeless guy that saw it. He wasn't traumatized because he's from a bad neighborhood. So.
Right.
But he was telling me he saw the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he said when he seen him, and he seen it was like a pool of blood just came real fast. He said, "All right, that's it." He just laid back down. He said, "I ain't even trying to get mixed up in this shit. I didn't see shit." He just laid down. That's what he told me. He said they didn't want to be the next one. Like, you saw too much.
I feel that, dog. I mean, look. Even when we were having to fuck with that shit, bro, I didn't like having to deal with.
You know what I hated? Halloween. Not
working Halloween, which. Yeah.
It wasn't because I was scared. I was so annoyed.
Yes.
How many stupid people were out
there.
Yeah.
And I wasn't drunk. If I was drinking, I would have been stupid, but it would have been fine because I would have been just in the cut like, look at these clowns.
Look at this idiots.
Yeah.
But we had to do something because we're in uniform.
Because we have a fucking uniform on. That was the worst.
Did you see? Remember that idiot? There was a fire truck trying to get through the traffic.
When was
this?
And
they're just walking in the street. It was like the first year you started. The first Halloween.
Yeah, and I think...
And we kept telling them over and over. And then she looks back and says, "Oh." And then she gets her friends out. "How come you didn't tell us there was a truck behind us?" I was like, I said, "We've been telling you the whole time. You just kept looking at us."
Well, I had to work overnights with homie.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I had to work overnights. Oh, and with homie too. That homie.
Homie, the clown.
Homie and then homie. Like, I could do that. No one knows. No one knows who they are.
Yeah, we know who they are.
Yeah, we know who they are. But I mean, and like you were talking about, we're shifting gears completely back.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, we went on and on about that, bro. But you were talking about like signs and things like that.
Signs like Sagittarius.
Yeah, and like, look, I don't believe in most of the stuff, like, to a
degree.
Yeah, but I think that there is legitimacy.
There is
to all of it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just to curtail. But I also think the human equation, is an unbalancing factor in everything. So.
Right.
When you add humans and you splurge that mix on anything, like, you can operate within inside certain lines and with all of those boundaries. But as soon as you put that fucking
one thing,
that human gene on there,
yeah.
like with a Sagittarius, with an Aquarius, with a Virgo, with anyone born in a certain year and all that stuff and how they might interact, but then you have human condition, just human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is transcendent.
Well, let me
Let
break something down, and this is what now we're getting to, like, because we were just gossiping earlier. So now let's get intellectual. Let's get into how stupid people are with astrology.
Yeah.
All right. If you're going to figure out, right, some people think, okay, you're a Virgo, right? And then this girl over here, she's a Cancer. So you guys are compatible.
Right.
Bang! That's not true. I'm going to tell you why it's not true. Because people are not doing anything. They're just doing the sun sign, and then they think they got it all figured out. Now, in astrology, you got to do the sun sign, moon sign, Mercury, Venus, Mars. You got to do all these planets, then you got to do the ascending, then you got to do, there's F nodes, then you got to know about all 12 houses. Okay? There's so much to it than just the sun sign.
Yeah.
That's why this Sagittarius supposedly is compatible with this other sign, but we got together and it didn't work out. Well, that's because you're only focused on the sun sign.
Yeah.
Now, you're not supposed to match up sun signs for relationships. You're supposed to look for your Venus and your Mars for relationships. But people don't know that because people think they got it all figured out. I know my sun sign and I know everything about astrology. I'm a genius.
Right,
no,
right.
You're an idiot. You've only done less than 1%.
Yeah.
So astrology is not something you just, I know my sign, I got it all figured out. You have to really know it. You can't.
Exactly.
It's just like math. You can't just say, I figured out 1 + 1 is 1, so I know all the rest of it.
Yeah,
I am a genius now.
Right.
That's what I needed to get on. So that's why a lot of people say, I don't believe in astrology because They're like, yeah, if you're doing only a fraction of what you're supposed to know and you don't understand why it's not working, it's because you've only done a fraction of it.
Right.
You can't get.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't know enough to even to know it like that. Like I just, the only thing I know is that you're a Virgo. Cool. Like, I mean, I don't know what that means.
Right.
I don't know what it's supposed to mean. I don't know what it's supposed to represent. Like, if I were to get into it and all, then obviously the dynamics in that would change for me. So I don't know enough, but I feel I don't know enough to speak on it. But I feel like with what you're saying, it's kind of like how people approach most things.
Yeah.
Half-assed and not even.
Half is giving them too much credit.
Well, half-assed being the terminology, half-assed,
right.
Meaning you've only done like 3%.
Right.
Of the 100% of work that you were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like you literally just dipped your toe in there and you were like, I did it.
Yeah. I've done this, Joel, just like the people.
And that's what you're presenting everyone else with, which then in turn makes everyone go, it's bullshit. So the reality is, who's the bullshit? People.
Yeah.
Who are the bullshitters? People.
Back
it's
to the
them.
stupid humans again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what I say. So when people knock something, and I always know why they knock it, because they don't know anything about it.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm getting on the churches. All right, look. A lot of the churches. A lot of the churches. Look at this. Look. Why do you need... All right. You ever notice you're walking and you're minding your business, and this random guy that thinks he knows everything about Jesus is coming to talk to you, right? So then he'll ask you a question such as, have you been saved? Or, do you know Jesus? So, normal people would say, yes, right? And then you'll be like, okay, he knows already. Let me talk to someone who doesn't know.
Yeah.
You tell them yes, and they'll talk to you like you're a kindergartner that didn't, Jesus died for your sin. And they'll tell you all the stuff that an atheist would know.
Yeah. And all of the stuff that an atheist would know.
Did you know he died for your sins? Well, if you talk to an atheist, they'll know that too.
Yeah.
They don't even believe in it, and they know that. Tell me something
and
I
Nan
don't
and
know.
Jan can run. I mean, everyone learned all that stuff. We all know.
So they'll come to
died
you,
for 3 days. Everyone knows.
They'll come to you with this magnificent story of Jesus died for everyone's sin. Yeah, we know that. Tell me something different that I know, right? So then they'll waste your time, and you tell them you already know, and they'll still tell you the same shit you already know. This is why I don't like these fucking churches, because I get more deep. So I'll start challenging. When I start getting on my nerves, I'll say, okay, watch this. So they'll be like this. you can get your soul saved. Didn't Jesus already die for our sins? Are you posing as a false prophet trying to say that you're going to save me from my sins? So I start throwing stuff at them. Oh, no. I'm just saying you should come to the church. Where in the Bible does it say that I need to go to your church to be saved? Show me a scripture.
Yeah.
There is no scripture that tells me to go to your church. Do you know what a church is in the Bible? Me and you talking about God, that's a church, not a physical building.
Yeah.
Okay? So I start getting on it, right? And then some of these people preach, oh, Jesus is about peace and love and blah, 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 blah. And I says, really? He is? Okay. What is Matthew 10 verses 34?
I don't know. Is that where he was whipping people out of the church?
Oh, no.
I don't
No.
There was one where he was whipping people out of the church. It was like he'd thrown the money changers down and was like, get out of here and you're defaming my father's house. Like, that might have been Luke.
But I like it. But what that one says is, do not think that I have come to bring peace.
I'm not coming, but a sword.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Jesus' scripture.
Yeah.
So that's what I said. So why are you preaching all this peace stuff? He'd already done that.
Yeah. Oh, God. People are going to be like, the Jesus people. Hey, whatever, dog.
Yeah.
This is,
that's all a facade.
Yeah.
Those same people might be smoking crack behind the scenes, destroying the temple.
Oh, my dude, look, don't even get me on these fucking preacher motherfuckers.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say, because, look, I had a real one.
Right.
Like one of the few that I've met.
There's very rare.
Yeah, one of the few that I've met.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who was
solid.
Yeah, solid,
he knew his stuff, and he
Yeah.
didn't BS around with it.
No.
And try to be like, look at me, everyone. I'm going to save your soul.
No, he understood and he got into the nitty gritty of it all.
Yeah.
It was like, y'all should do the same.
And that's what my
uncles,
they put me on like that.
Yeah.
That's why when my family talked about the Bible, it didn't feel like a lecture. It was very interesting.
Yeah.
For example, I remember I was telling you this before we started recording. There's numerology is evil. Okay, so why does Revelations tell you to add up the number of his name, and it is equal to 6 and 3 score, which is 666? How are you going to add up someone's name if you're not doing numerology?
Yeah.
If numerology is evil, why are they telling you to do it in Revelations?
Yeah. And by the way, numbers, there are so many number algorithms in the Old Testament.
There's a book,
leading up
of numbers in the Bible.
It's literally called that.
There's a book of numbers in the Bible.
And you think that's the most boring thing, by the way.
It's so evil.
The most boring thing you've read. But it's a bunch of numbers and genealogies and about how long these people lived and about all of these different things.
Yeah.
And guess what? It was seen as a pertinent thing. So like, that's the funny thing about like Christian people in general, my dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like that trips me out. Like it's all of these half-truths, all of these things that they don't understand, and most of the thing is an algorithm that leads you to giving them money.
Yeah. It's all about
this. Yeah.
It's never really about the love of God.
No, and fear this enough to give me money. Love me enough to give me money.
I'm glad you brought up fear. Now,
either one, though, it leads to giving me money.
Right.
Like this lady at my uncle's church, when I was living... Whatever.
Now
I was living in Atlanta.
Yes.
Well, look, because my family watched this, so whatever.
They were Christian.
Well, they are, and the thing is, this is not a knock on him or anything. It's
right.
simply a knock on this one person here, this lady.
Okay.
Who got up there, and as they're sitting the plate around, the money plate. Right. She's up there with her fucking highlights, and her goddamn $1,000 dress.
Yes.
God is telling me that some of you need to give a double tithe. Bitch, I almost said in church.
Right.
I was like,
so she
like
can
I would give so you can get the $1,500 dress.
Yeah.
Or
she's getting the limited edition Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, and use this whole story, this fear mongering story, to make people feel that by giving. It would alleviate this, this fear that they're feeling that you just drummed up.
Mm-hmm.
Using some Bible shit, Also, you can say,
Make
God,
people feel guilty.
give me. Also, you can buy the fucking,
Yeah, man.
the Christmas special.
I can go toe to toe with any of these so-called prophets of God, these pastors. I go toe to toe with them.
I won't say toe to toe, but I'm saying I'm well read when it comes to that book. So,
I know the
try me,
scriptures.
dog.
A lot of these, I challenge the Jehovah Witness. All these, they don't. I said, how come you don't remember? I memorize a lot of scriptures. I can tell you the verse in the chapter. They can't do it. They can't do it.
Yeah.
And then one of them they thought they was going to get me. They told me to read something. I said, oh yeah, that's funny you mentioned this, but it also says this. They only try to give you a portion of the scriptures. All right, so now, I'm glad you mentioned fear. Now, this is a problem.
Absolutely, bro.
The church is not supposed to teach fear. You're not supposed to fear God. All right, this God energy is not to be feared. It's to be loved. The devil, his energy is fear. So they're telling you to vibrate on a lower energy for God. That's backwards. If a church tells you that, it's a wicked church.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to vibrate on fear. You're not. All right, fear. All right, you know what a hate is? The opposite of love is fear. Hate is a subcategory of fear. So, if that word hate is a part of fear, that means when you're fearing God, you could possibly hate God.
Well done, bro.
Right? So, why would you vibrate on fear? So, churches that tell you that bullshit, they're phony. They're the same churches that's going to tell you numerology is evil, even though the Bible doesn't knock it. They're telling you to do numerology to find out who the devil is. They're trying to help you find out who the enemy is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
the reality is...
Sorry about banging my elbow.
It's okay, bro.
Yeah.
The reality is it's people.
Yeah.
We're never going to get the right truth. Like I said this before before the podcast, I said you're never going to get that truth by looking somewhere.
Yeah.
And like all of these people projecting all of this stuff and everything is their own fear.
Yep.
Their own fear of not being good enough, not being adequate, and all of these things. And these people use insecurities. Insecurities are way more powerful than any leader of anything because that leader is still a human.
Yep.
Okay? So they are still subject to human thoughts.
Yep.
And so
that's what pushes that. I'm so insecure, I might not make money. They might not give me any tithes this week. I'm going to scare them and say that God said something.
Yeah.
I'm so scared they're not going to appreciate me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make them afraid, and they're going to feel like, oh my God, I better do this.
Yeah, and then you superimpose yourself.
Yep.
Like you have people, like these people, like this dude in Atlanta, Creflo Dollar. If you fucking tell me that was his given name, like his mom said Creflo Dollar, and put that on the birth certificate or his dad, then they were on crack.
Yeah. If
they did. Yeah. And he was doomed to fail, but guaranteed he changed his name. And if you change your name to that and then go found a church, my dude, we're already done. And this nigga has hundreds, he has over $100 million in the bank. At least when I was there in 2007, 2008, when they were dealing with that shit.
Peter Popoff. That's the one.
I don't even know what that is.
All right, you've seen it back in the day. I'm going to tell you what it is. And I think I've shown you some videos when we were at the old office when we were working together. Remember the ones that get on the stage and they start doing backflips? They have this thing where they can't breathe and this tank is on them. And they're barely walking, right? They get on the stage and he performs this miracle. And she's pulling out the tubes and they start I'm talking about literally doing backflips, somersaults. That's Peter Popoff. That was my favorite, and I can't believe how many people were duped, and they thought that was real.
Yeah,
it's like maybe they got good Hollywood makeup. This was like a young person that does acrobats, looks like an old person. She's pulling out the tubes, starts doing this, and then I was like, this person is 65, hitting somersaults like this.
Yeah,
and the audience was like, oh, they were fainting and stuff. Yeah, I was like, this is comedy. This has got to be a joke.
And it's funny because you could see that on a movie, like
Yes.
like on Scary Movie,
or Wayne's
like,
Brothers.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Wayne's Brothers would do something like that.
You know what I
living
mean?
color.
But guess what? It's real life. People are like that, dude.
And they really believe it.
They really fucking believe it.
And these are the same people that we're dealing with in society.
Yeah, they are it. Like, I mean, everyone doesn't know a Jerry Springer case, but somebody knows people. Like, they were neighbors with the person that was on Jerry Springer. Guess what? I know a motherfucking bitch that was on Jerry Springer. She was in my history class.
Wow.
Quiet as fuck. Got caught up with the wrong motherfucker. I remember seeing her out at Blockbuster when they still existed. Caught up with the wrong dude. And now she's on Jerry Springer. Screaming in some girl's face.
Wow. And sometimes I wonder if that's staged or they just...
Well, it's all, of course it's staged, but the bottom line is that you have to, and I am very sorry to say this, to lower yourself to a point. Because even if you don't believe your shit, like, there's certain things I'm just not going to do. To lower yourself to a point to just literally... You're being a clown.
Yeah.
You're being a fucking clown. You might as well put on the fucking red nose. Everyone knows anyone on that show is nothing but a fucking useless, jail-bound clown.
Yep.
So if you go on there, and I mean, we watch it for entertainment. It's like watching a bunch of pigs throwing slop all over the place. You don't actually talk to these people. You keep them gated.
Yeah. It's like, you're like, I like watching you. Don't communicate with me. Don't come over here. You stay over there.
Stay over there. Well, guess what? All the fences are broken, bro. They're all out now.
Yeah.
They're all out.
Right.
And now they're starting to get fucking jobs in the government, and they're starting, they're starting to teach your kids.
They're joining the police academy.
And they're joining the police academy. Yeah, they're out now.
Yeah.
And this is the reality of time. You know what I'm saying? If it's not going one way, it's going to go another. So if we're not fixing the problem,
right? Oh,
stasis does not exist.
These people.
It is. There is only this, and this, and then that. But it's never stopping. There is no such thing. There is no time freeze. Time does not freeze.
Yeah.
Stasis is something sitting still and still reacting and doing something.
Right.
So when you're not fixing it, you're fucking it up.
Yeah, because then it's like, wait, no.
Yeah.
So look, No Child Left Behind. That's helping the problem. And then, on top of that, all right, the music we have. Well, I don't even want to call it music. The noise we have.
Yeah.
I mean, I listen, like, people try to say
gesticulations.
The new thing is now they're called the OGs of hip hop. Old man, you're just a hater. All this other stuff. No, old man, been there, done that, and he's trying to educate you and school you.
Yeah. Because
you think you know everything, and that's called being young and dumb.
Yes.
Everything you're doing, they've been done it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they try to disrespect and say old man this, old man that. Okay, so if old man doesn't know anything, right? Why is it that every single song, no matter what it is one of their phrases is, "I'm gonna fuck your girl." I was like, some people say give it a chance. I do. That's how come I don't like it, because I do. If something I disagree with, I still gonna pay attention to it. I'm still gonna listen because I want to know why.
Why? And I want to give you a reason why.
Like,
an articulate reation why I disagree.
Because the first reason why was I don't like these people's voice. They all got the same voice. But now I'm going to listen. So after I listen, I'm saying maybe it was just him. Okay, maybe it's just them. And then it goes down the line. It's like there's no intelligence here. And then they say, oh, it's not mumbling. They're not mumbling. You just call anything that you don't like mumble rap. Like, no, mumble doesn't just mean you can't understand it. Mumble is like when you run it together.
Yeah.
Like you say, I don't know that it is this. And everybody knows that it is this.
Oh my God.
That's mumbling, even though they say it's not mumbling. Mumbling is not
that. That is so annoying.
They think this is what we mean by
no.
Like, no, we mean like when you're not even trying to talk.
Yeah.
You're just doing like, I just want to.
Yeah.
It sounds like someone woke them up and they're trying to say a phrase and they're going to go back to sleep. Every time, and they just do it over and over and over.
It's unbelievable. I tell you what though, I don't even really like rap. You know this, bro.
Yeah.
But I like certain rap songs. I like certain people. Mm-hmm. You know,
you're very picky
about
about your music.
Tupac, Mystical, and I don't give a fuck who likes them. If they told me something that I appreciated, then you know, then I like them. So those two people and a few more. But now, one of these new songs, and this is where rubbish and horse shit gets put in with everything else. Now, it may be a dumb song, and it was poppy, and everyone, you know, was grooving to it. But that Hola Como Está song, but like, there's a couple of lines in there because I don't know the whole thing. But he was like, okay, he was like, okay, see, but she's from Oklahoma, and I'm like, no. This dude is word playing. Like, the thing is, people are just going, Hola Como Está, and they're not realizing that this motherfucker is telling you a fucking story.
Yeah.
He actually is good. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted, so I'm gonna go get it. They put him right with that fucking clown. You know, anyone that just says, you know what I'm saying? And I've literally heard those same people that listen to that, you know, listen to something else. I'm like, can you please turn off this horse shit?
Yeah.
And they're just like, well, I mean, it doesn't matter if it makes sense as long as it rhymes. And I'm like, well, then fuck it and duck it. Well, shuck it and ruck it, right? Yeah. Like, we can just say whatever the fuck we want as long as it rhymes.
Right.
If nothing means anything.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's not what rap was meant in its inception.
Right. Well, you know, the thing
you modern day clowns.
Remember this long ago. Now, you had to have been in high school. Around the prime of Biggie and Tupac, they were already talking about shutting down hip-hop. Remember?
Yeah.
They were already talking, it's getting too crazy. East Coast, West Coast. We need to shut this down. Shut it down. So look, they figured out it was too strong to stop. So the only thing they did was use Einstein's method. Remember, I don't remember which one it is, but the one that says energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be changed.
So they filled it all.
Changed it. Because they couldn't destroy it. They couldn't shut it down. They couldn't destroy it. So they changed it to... Now we're just... And then you notice they do stuff that they wouldn't do to anybody else's genre. Like, they would just have some guy in a dress just come do some shit.
Yeah.
Or this guy would just repeat the same shit over and over. Like, retarded shit.
Yeah.
You know, shit that's like, this is not even part of the culture.
Yeah. Or to me, it's funny, like some people... We're going to have to go here in a sec, but...
Okay.
It just gets muddy after it goes over an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But, like the guy... Like that song, the honky tonk, badonka donk. And I'm like, those aren't your words. Those are your words.
Those are just
those are our words. We put those words in songs and stuff first. Right. Honky tonk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And badonka donk is something that we use to describe
a booty.
Our women. And the honky tonk was what we used to describe, you know, a mood or you know, of sorts. Y'all don't know it. You hijacked it. You don't even like us. Stop using our shit.
Yeah. Oh, what a culture.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I hate them niggers. Honky tonk. In a country song. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how mixed up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, now we're getting to this cultural thing, right? They don't like niggers. But they like to do corn rolls. And they like to use the word nigga.
Yeah.
It's just a figure of speech. It's just a slang. It's like, no, it isn't.
No.
It's a racial slur.
Yeah.
It's nothing else but a racial slur.
Yeah.
It's just, and you know what this one guy said the best? He's like, if I call my girl boo, that doesn't mean that you have the right to call her boo. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah.
Right? So it's like, it's the same thing. It's like, yeah, because we are that reject in society, you're not. Okay? So we're calling ourselves that. We understand what it is and why it is.
Yeah.
But you start using it just because we made it look cool, that doesn't mean nothing. Now all of a sudden it's cool. Now you want to start acting like you're part of it. But before it was created to degrade.
Yeah.
We made it something cool. Now it's like, oh, now we want
to
we want attention too.
Yeah.
We want to use the nigger word.
We'll just slide right in.
Not nigger. We want to say nigga.
Yeah, no,
it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Slur. It's the same shit.
Trying to fucking play me. We're not pissing. We're not pissing on your leg. It's water.
It's like, it's water that I drunk in my body.
Oh,
You know, it's coming out now, and it's still water.
this guy. Bro, we're going to have to do this again. We're at an hour and 9 minutes. So I'm going to shut this down, cut this up, my dude. I appreciate you. We're going to have to do a round 2.
Oh, we'll
And
do
maybe
another
a
one.
round 3.
It doesn't matter, as many times as we like.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely, bro. Okay. Deuces. See you guys next time.